I call to order, please, the commission meeting for today, April 24th. Let's start first with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's start with a roll call.
Thank you, Madam President. Commissioner Flynn,
Present.
Commissioner Grella,
Here.
Commissioner Siegler,
Here.
Commissioner Silverman,
Here.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here. And you're up again. How about your summary of discussion session topics and any announcements you may have, Mr. McGill?
Thank you, Madam President. Earlier tonight, the commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We heard a review of the 2023 financial report and unassigned fund balance. We received information regarding revisions to the civil service rules and regulations that were approved by the Civil Service Board. We received an update on the status of possible installation of new sidewalks on Woodland. We reviewed a draft policy regarding contracts for recurring professional services. And we heard an update on the activity of the school board from Commissioner Grella. Prior to that meeting, the commission met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. The commission also met on Monday, April 15th for an informational session regarding the South Garage. The next meeting of the commission will be held on Tuesday, May 14th. That meeting will begin at 8 p.m. in this room. Here are the ways the public can participate. In person, you don't need to pre-register. Simply show up at the appropriate meeting time and sign the sheet at the back of the room if you wish to speak. Or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register. Simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. McGill. Commissioner Grella.
Thank you, Madam President. Community updates for tonight. Thank you to our Public Information Officer, Laura Lilly, put these together. I just had the pleasure of reading them. We have a couple topics. So we're going to talk about Junior Commissioner, talk about paper shredding event, an Earth Day celebration, a library speaker series with Michael Pollan, which is really cool coming up. It's a cool author. Everyone doesn't know who that is. And a few retirements, which we'll talk about during the session as well. So applications are now available for junior commissioner and junior board members for the 2024 to 2025 school year. High school students in these positions serve as liaisons between the municipality and their schools. Go to mountlebanon.org/junior commissioner for eligibility requirements and details. Simply fill out the application and forward a letter of recommendation to apply. Applications aren't due until July. But it can be challenging to get a letter of recommendation after school is out. So you may want to think ahead. For all the high school students watching this right now, you can see Kate in just a few moments, give her a couple updates and see what's involved there. 1,000.
Wait, no, I said you have one student we know it's watching.
Right, yeah, yes, but no, it's great, and we appreciate our junior commissioners. So thank you for applying. Saturday, April 27th is this year's first municipal shredding event. Bring your confidential papers and documents to the Public Works Yard at 1250 Lindendale Drive off Cedar Boulevard on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Your items will be shredded before your eyes by JVS Environmental. Cost is $8 per banker's box, and they accept cash or check only. A reminder that the Earth Day in Mount Lebanon is this Sunday, April 28th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Mount Lebanon Park. Enjoy food, children's activities, and shop with vendors. Learn about renewable energy, healthy soil, air quality, water quality, and energy efficiency. Kids can bring their bikes and participate in the bike safety course. Admission is free. Next Wednesday, May 1st, is the Mount Lebanon Public Library Series with Michael Pollan at 7 p.m. in Mellon Middle School Auditorium. For ticket information, go to mountlebanonlibrary.org. Again, Michael Pollan is a very cool author, writes about food and stuff like that. Very cool. Finally, I'd like to wish a long, healthy, and happy retirement to Donald Cooley, who worked in our animal control unit, and Mark McMonigal, who worked in our parking office. Thank you both for your service to our community. That is all, Madam President.
Thank you, Commissioner Grella. Next, we have our junior commissioner, Kate Yang.
So to begin, yesterday was a faculty and service day, so students had the day off of school, so that was super nice because it's a stressful time of year. And also this morning, we had a mandatory senior meeting, so this was only for seniors, and they met at 7:40 a.m. in the auditorium to talk about end of year senior activities and procedures, graduation requirements, and commencement. Also, a really notable thing that happened at the high school last week was the class of 2025 senior executive council election. So this took place on Friday, April 19th, and voting took place from the beginning of homeroom to the end of sixth period. And current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors were able to vote. And results were announced during eighth period. And so we have 2 presidents, 2 vice presidents, 2 treasurers, and 2 secretaries for the upcoming school year. Also, the Mount Lebanon Model United Nations team competed at the University of Maryland this past weekend, and they took home a championship victory. So they took the first place team award, and they also had 15 individual awards. So yeah, we have a really strong Model UN team, so
Yeah.
it's very impressive.
I should say.
Yeah. And finally, we have the musical coming up, which is Meet Me in St. Louis. And this is presented by the high school's Fine Arts Department. And so there are 3 days that they're doing shows, which is Thursday, May 2nd at 7:30 p.m., Friday, May 3rd at 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, May 4th at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. So tickets for adults are $15 and student tickets are $10, and the tickets are online sales only. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
have a question for you about another election. Who will the Spirit Assembly? Which elementary school?
Oh, for the Spirit Assembly?
Yeah.
This year they changed it, so it was like classes. So the seniors won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, feel like everyone kind of knew the seniors were gonna win, but it's okay.
Okay. Next up, we have citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for any resident to express an opinion on any topic pertaining to local government. The commission enjoys hearing from the public on various issues and learning about items to address in the future. If you have specific questions, we will try and answer them at the end of your comments. If we can't, we commit to getting you the answers as soon as possible. When I call your name, please come to the podium to address the commission. State your name and address for the record. In fairness, we ask each speaker to share their thoughts for 5 minutes. The community is as good as each person in this room. We work together to make this a community that we can all be proud of, and we hope that, and we expect that the dialogue remains respectful. We also appreciate the audience's efforts to refrain from any behavior that is disruptive or might intimidate free speech. First up today is Colonel Hoon.
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. 4 days ago, the CIA detected the presence of tactical nuclear weapons on the border of Finland. Now, I've told you a few things over the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if you care, if you believe, or whatever. I have 2 master's degrees in history and a bachelor's degree in history as well. I spent 24 years in the military studying the war in Middle Europe between the US and Russia. So I know a little bit about this. Putin, some people think, it's just bluffing. He wants to scare the Finns and, really bring them back into the fold. If you recall, he lined up 190,000 troops and armored columns in Belarus for exercises. and then he invaded Ukraine. Putin doesn't bluff. For the last 10 years, he's been having meetings with his higher up military staff. And the question he poses to them is, can we beat the United States in a third world war? Every year, he asks that, and they discuss it. So he really thinks that he can become better than Peter the Great. He's an extremely dangerous man. And if we had any way to do it, he should be killed today. At any rate, that's where we are. Tactical nukes on Finland's borders. Now, another point on that. A lot of folks in this country think, well, you know, take a long time for a missile to get from Russia to the United States and hit any of our cities or military bases in it. 20 minutes. That's it. Because there are nuclear attack submarines off both coasts. It's all it takes, 20 minutes. And then the question becomes, well, would we be warned? You know, the citizens, all these people, would they get any warning at all so they could take some measure to protect themselves? It's thought in military circles there would never be a warning because if so, there would be 100,000, 200,000 people die in the panic that would ensue. Don't know. We've never been there. We'll see. Okay. I brought in 2 items tonight and I presented, is this all right, Chief? What's that? I'm fine. Yeah. Okay, I could hear yes. It's an M16 round from the last time I was on a military firing range. It's the same round that's fired from an AR-15, which is your favorite weapon for your kill teams because they can fire very quickly and these things are very lethal. I also brought in an arrow that was found in Bird Park years ago by one of our residents. It's a broadhead. I was going to show it to you, and I showed the commission before, but evidently the chief doesn't like it, so it's back there. Lethal weapon. I wasn't going to attack anybody with it, just show you what the bow and arrow killers are firing around the township. And I want to tell you, there are a lot of people that don't like this kind of thing. Makes them extremely anxious. They don't feel they're a part of this community because the township continues to do all this killing crap and they don't like it. Somewhere between 20 and 30 families have moved out of here because of that, because you're doing that. 0 people should have moved out.
Thank you, Colonel Hoon. Next up is Mr. Egler.
David Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. I guess we're getting near the end here. Tax bills are going on June 1st. So if there's anything to be done about the millage, I guess it would have to be done in May. So I'm going to request again that the commissioners consider, especially after hearing the financial report and the undesignated fund balance. If you lower it up by 3%, that would be about the $500,000 that I'm looking to have reduced. I told you in the past many ways that would be covered, and I hope that the commissioners would consider that. I have a lot of time left here, so if you would be willing to indulge me with a little exercise. Many of my friends have said, why do you waste your time going up there? I've been coming up here now 6 months on the same issue, repeating not the same thing each time. I've given you information, shown you the numbers a little bit, and haven't had much feedback, but basically they tell me, they say, You're going up there and they're not listening to you. They're thinking about what they're gonna eat when they go home, what's on TV, what they have to do at work. And I get it, human nature to some degree, and you'll pay attention when something maybe come up or your name's mentioned and whatnot. But, you know, I said to them, no, I think to some degree, at least they listen, but I said, if you have doubts, there's a little exercise that I use to see if people listen, if you'd be willing to go along with it. It will take less than 1 minute. I'm gonna ask one question at the end. There's a numeric answer. It's not any trick things or anything else. It's just a little test if you'd like to go along. And if you know the answer, I just ask you to raise your hand at the end, okay? We're ready? Here we go. Okay, you're the bus driver. The bus leaves the garage empty. Nobody's on the bus. Goes to the first stop, picks up 10 people. Goes to the next stop, picks up another 10, but leaves off 5. Goes to the third stop, picks up 5, nobody gets off. Here's my question. How old's the bus driver? Please show a hand if you know. One person got it. About 90% don't. You,
Because he said you are the bus driver.
Oh, I see.
the very first thing I said. So
Sorry.
And I was,
it's human nature, I
Something
get it,
adding.
but sometimes
Yeah.
you miss the important
Sure,
points, and all
sure.
I'm trying to get across is,
Yeah.
I've given a lot of points in the past, and I'd be happy to discuss.
I was focused on the 20 people left on the bus.
I know.
That's it.
Gentlemen, no, I guess you get the award, but like I said,
Riddle.
sometimes that's human nature.
Uh-huh.
I presented the numbers numerous times. I
Yes,
still
you have.
think that's something that's doable. I hope you do consider it. Like I said, it is a good financial report. The town's more than healthy enough. You know, still got 2 minutes. I gave those numbers. I'll just review, you know, put the fee in, that equaled 1.2 mils. The increase in the garbage contract was 0.28. You lowered the millage, what was it, 0.41 or something? That left approximately a half of a mil. There's a half mil sitting out there that's really not needed. And that half mil is gonna be out there for every year hereafter. Your budget is balanced. All you gotta do is do a little budget amendment. Use of fund balance instead of that real estate millage. It's that simple. Money's there, it's doable. I asked that from our commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Egler. Next, we have Elise Hackey.
Hi.
Hi,
Elise
Elise.
Hackey, 820 Ridgeview Drive. And as another frequent flyer over the past year, squeaky wheel, whatever you want to call me, I've been very encouraged by this board's receptivity to public comments and really enjoy the local government engagement we have here with our community. As you know, I had a chance to stop into your discussion meeting tonight, and I was listening on my way here specifically about the sidewalk implementation on Woodland Drive. So thought I'd stop by here again and just reiterate the need for safe walking in my Ward 3 neighborhood, particularly on Woodland Drive and many other pockets of this community in what is, of course, a walking school district. Again, I'm grateful for your board's attention over the last year. As I think I counted, I've been here at least 7 times, traffic board 4 times, environmental sustainability board a few times. So I appreciate everyone's time. And I know I speak for a lot of neighbors based on the results of the Ascend Lebo survey. We're making progress, I think, clearly, and I'm hopeful we can move towards implementation of sidewalks on Woodland in the next several months. And of course, you guys have a lot of decisions to make that aren't easy, especially as it relates to budgeting and allocating funds to various projects. But I think you guys know you have the ability to fundamentally improve the safety of my family and countless other community members here. And I just urge you to continue prioritizing this project. I was a little bit curious about the vote by resolution commentary. Bless you. While I understand and appreciate the need for processes, I am an engineer after all. I also think there's some merit in setting a new precedent when it comes to safe walking and taking swift action in prioritized pockets of this community. We've talked about the disparities a lot, and I know my experience as a student in this district afforded me the luxury of safe walking in Ward 1 with I think you could probably say this, 100% of my walking routes to Lincoln, Jefferson Middle, and the high school were lined with sidewalks. The intersections I crossed were controlled with stop signs, traffic signals, and crossing guards. By contrast, my kids have only 6% of their safe walking route lined with sidewalks. The intersections are unmarked and uncontrolled. I also appreciate the commentary and discussion around mapping out the safe walking routes because they're old and really not safe. What I've found as I've pinged around this community is that it's hard to find someone who owns that, right? It's the school district and the police department, and you guys are able to take some action and the municipality is able to do some things, but I think someone just needs to take the ball and move it forward. But again, I'm encouraged, of course, by all of your discussions and work on this project. Appreciate all of it, and just here again to articulate how important this is for progress in our community. Look forward to next steps and happy to help in any way.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Is there anybody online for citizens' comments?
Not right now.
Okay, well, we'll move on to item 4, Commissioner Grella.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting held April 9, 2024. I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. No opposed, motion carries. Item number 5, Commissioner Siegler.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration for the award of contracts with Accent Enterprise, Inc. At the November 28th, 2023 discussion session, Chief Haberman presented information and a proposal to the commission from Axon Enterprises, Inc. for the replacement of the police department's body worn and in-car cameras. The MLPD began using in-car cameras in the early 20s and body worn cameras in 2018, in the early 2000s. And body worn cameras in 2018. The proposed 5-year contracts lower the annual cost for both systems. Under the contract, the cost for the in-car cameras is $16,415.20 in 2024. The budgeted amount for 2024 is $23,610. Under the contract, the cost for the body worn cameras in 2024 is $30,826.74. The budgeted amount for 2024 is $32,700. Madam President, I recommend we move to approve the contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for a 5-year contract with a total cost of $89,300 for in-car cameras and a 5-year contract with a total cost of $166,967.60 for body worn cameras, subject to review and approval of the municipal solicitor.
Second his motion.
Any discussion, questions? Seeing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, Commissioner Silverman.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration to purchase firefighter protective clothing. Protective clothing for firefighters is replaced every 5 years per nationally recognized standards. The department's resource management staff researched protective clothing from several manufacturers. The staff recommended FireDex AeroFlex protective clothing, which is similar to the product the members are currently wearing and manufactured by the same company. The FireDex product has performed well over the previous 5-year period and has received favorable reviews from staff with limited repairs and no injuries related to its performance. The local distributor for the FireDex product is Flash Over Fire. CoStar's vendor contract number 012E23319. And the quote is on my right and the audience's left. See the bid up there? The total budget amount for protective equipment in the 2024 capital budget is $112,200 for coats, pants, helmets, gloves, hoods, boots, and personal escape systems. The coats and pants are approximately $5,000 less than that which was budgeted. I move to approve the 17 sets of FireDex AeroFlex protective clothing from Flash Over Fire for a total price of $69,751.
I happily second that.
Are there any questions, any discussion?
Just quick clarification. The 5,000 less than what was budgeted, that's just for the coats and pants. Presumably, we will see another item on the other.
Actually, you won't, because the rest of the items that are listed in there
Yeah,
for the gloves, helmets,
Yeah.
hoods, boots are all under the amount that you have to approve.
Oh,
But in total, for a total contract,
Yeah.
for all of the items, including the item you're approving tonight,
mhm.
the cost will be $106,000, $106,661. The budgeted amount was 112,200, which is approximately the 5,000.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, thanks. So the other stuff is taken care of then.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
I have a question for our Commissioner firefighter here. What is a personal escape system?
I would be remiss to try to answer that. I should let Chief Sabita do
Heard
exactly
the chief on that.
that. I know what it is,
That's
but
the pop quiz for.
He doesn't know.
Fail him, hurry up.
Harness with rope that goes in your pocket. So if you get stuck on an upper floor,
Yeah,
you would actually use the rope to escape down the outside of the building.
you like repel out the
Yeah, we
outside
prefer
building.
not to do that.
Oh, sure.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but to repel outside,
That's what it
okay.
is.
Have the
All
option.
right, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
The Batman option. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, next, Commissioner Flynn.
thank you, Madam President. Appointments to municipal boards. Madam President, I move to appoint Tim Clarity of Old Hickory Road to the Civic Engagement Board, Chet Wade of Woodhaven Drive to the Community Sustainability and Economic Development Board, and Andrew Rinkley of Pinewood Drive to the Financial Management Board.
Second.
Any discussion?
Appreciate everyone serving on our boards.
Volunteers.
Absolutely. All those in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Motion carries. Okay, consideration of commencement pension benefits. Commissioner Grella.
Thank you, Madam President. Mount Lebanon sponsors 3 defined pension benefit plans for its employees, general employees, police, and firefighters. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of the Auditor General requires that all benefit commencements for the police pension plan be approved by the Commission. It also recommends that all benefit commencements, regardless of plan type, be approved by the Commission. The employees detailed below have requested benefit commencement commensurate with the terms of their respective pension plans. The employees are on my right, the audience is left. We mentioned them earlier too. Donald Cooley, General Employees Pension Plan, and Mark McMonigal from the General Employees Pension Plan. I move to approve the benefit commencement for Donald Cooley and Mark McMonigal.
Second the motion.
Any discussion?
Thank you very
Wish them
much for your
long and healthy retirements.
Yes, thank them for their service, very much so. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No opposed, motion carries. Number 9, Commissioner Sigler.
Thank you, Madam President. Consideration of the expenditure list for March totaling $4,908,381.43. Madam President, I recommend that we move to approve the expenditures list for March totaling $4,908,381.43.
I second his motion.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Commissioner Silverman.
Madam President, this is departmental reports. I ask that the reports be received and filed.
All those in favor?
You just say that they shall be.
I was gonna say, I didn't think we had to, but, okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.